Welcome everyone. So today I'm doing a tarot reading for the sign of Sagittarius. As usual, I shuffled the cards before I started the video, save you guys some waiting time, and everything's all set, so we're going to go ahead and flip over the first cards, see what's going on with you. So the first two cards do represent the recent past, okay, so let's take a look. I have the Chariot with the Oracle card of the zodiac sign Virgo. Interesting. So the Chariot just basically speaks of like keeping going, keeping moving, and essentially this is what this is telling me, is that this Virgo energy has been ongoing for a while. This is something you've been doing for a while. Now, the Virgo energy I'm talking about is essentially looking at your health, paying attention to your health habits, and paying attention also to your aesthetics. So like the details of your body, how you look, how you feel in terms of your health, that kind of stuff. That's all associated with Virgo also. Yeah, let's pull a card here, see what else comes up for this. Tell me about the Chariot with Virgo. So it could just be like, you know, this is what the Chariot tells me, this is something you've been actively doing. So let's say you've been just exercising routinely, you've been routinely applying, like, I don't know, doing some sort of beautification, let's say applying makeup, or trying to think of another good example, maybe grooming, some kind of grooming. This could be, but it's something you've been working on for a while. Tell me about the Chariot. It's weird that this is showing up, but I'm sure it has something to do with the reading, so give me a second. Tell me about the Chariot with Virgo. Okay. The Princess. Okay, so this is learning. This is like learning about that. So it's kind of like figuring out what makes you look good, figuring out how you like your hair parted, you know, that sort of a thing, but working on that continuously. On the bottom, again, it's the foot. This definitely tells me it could be exercise, like mobility, a lot of motion with this. And the hammer is repair. So making yourself look better through movement and through repair here. Could also be, as I'm digging one card deeper, that you're spending money with the treasure chest on these things. I just want to look at one card on the top here. So I have Neptune here. Interesting. Neptune is essentially just following your intuition. Following your intuition and kind of slowly building on this thing that you've been working on that has to do with your looks, how you feel, etc. Alright, I don't want to get stuck in the past, so let's keep moving. So I want to look at the present, but because we're talking about your aesthetics, I want to look at the position of the heart, which tells me your emotions at the moment. So let's take a look. The Five of Cups is showing up, which tells me your emotions are not great, because the Five of Cups is essentially being upset. It's being, could be bitterness, but I'm actually getting more upset here, especially when we're talking about our own personal aesthetics, right? So I think that we've been feeling a little bit, I think we're comparing ourselves to other people in a way, and it's making us feel like crap, is what I'm getting here, because we're coupled with the Oracle card of the City. The City is like society as a whole, right? And looking at everyone else is kind of making us feel like shit. And what are we talking about? Again, it's aesthetics and our personal physical health. Alright, so let's keep going. Do I want to pull a card for this? I guess I'll pull a card. Tell me about the Five of Cups with the City in the position of the heart. Tell me about the Five of Cups with the City in the position of the heart for my Sagittariuses. Tell me about the Five of Cups with the City. Interesting. I have three cards come up. So these came out together, and then I had a third one. The Rope with the number 2. Whoa. This is talking about commitment with another person. Relationships. Well, what's making us upset? Well, looking at other people have their nice relationships. Looking at other people have, like, the perfect relationship, like the perfect couple, right? Doesn't exist. But, that's what you're seeing, that's how you're perceiving it, and that's what's making you upset, and that's what you're comparing yourself to, okay? Gemini is just kind of like the comparing to yourself, the comparison, like putting yourself in their place, which is all, it's never a good idea, just an FYI. Anyway, let's keep going. Alright, so I want to look, since we just looked at your emotions, I want to see your thought process behind all this, and that is the position of the head here. So let's take a look at that. I have the Ace of Wands with the Unicursal Hexagram. Wow. So your strategy is to put the pedal to the metal, is to go all in. Your strategy is to go all in and to put your whole self into, well, I think your endeavor, your recent endeavor, that is an ongoing endeavor. Remember, it's the Virgo and Chariot combo here that we're talking about. All right. Yeah, that's what I'm getting with this. A lot of passion. And not just passion here. This is divinely rooted passion. This is passion that comes from a deep place of, like an actual place, like deep in your soul. Essentially your true self and your soul. All right? And you're following that. Remember, that's your strategy. Now let's keep going. So before I get to the future, which is coming up, there's one last position, and that's the position of the hand. This tells me your actions at the moment, how you're dealing with people and situations. So I have the 8 of Pentacles with the Moon. It's interesting because Virgo, 8 of Pentacles is Virgo energy, okay? And we have Virgo in the past here. So yeah, the details. 8 of Pentacles is the details, paying attention to the details. Probably of your body. But in this case, we're actually talking about your routine, the Moon. Paying attention to every single detail of what you do day to day. What you eat, every single detail of that. How much exercise you get. Like, what type of exercise you get. Like, very specific details here that you're looking at about your own habits. I'll pull a card just because I'm nosy, but I feel like that's clear. Tell me about the position of the hand for my Sagittarius. Okay, so Libra is just balance. It is moderation, okay? It's finding that balance and moderation in, I think, your routine. Okay, so let's move to the last position. Then I am going to do advice for you guys. So the last position is the position of the foot. This tells me the short-term future. I'm talking like a month, could be less, could be more, definitely, let's say plus or minus 2 weeks. So I have the 10 of Swords upside down. Yikes. With the Manticore. So the Manticore is, it's like a beast that has like a snake for a tail and like claws. It represents annoyance. It represents irritation. And with the 10 of Swords upside down, this is like narrowly escaping disaster. This is evading tragedy here. By the skin of your teeth, that's what I'm getting here. Evading tragedy by the skin of your teeth. Almost like you are grazed, but not run through. Like if you're in a combat, you get grazed, but not run through here. And that's what I'm coming up for in the next future. Now, I don't know what this is about. It's very general. What is this graze? So this is something that has potential to kill, right? The 10 of Swords is complete destruction. It's upside down, so we're reverting it, but there is still some pain and irritation involved. Tell me more about what this event, this thing that's coming up. Could have to do with this whole reading. Could have to do with, again, the things we were working on, our aesthetics, etc. Oh, Venus. Yeah, it does. So, essentially, this is like feeling like we're not good enough, and just feeling and having that nag at us. This is also nag. Kind of feeling like something is broken, but having the sense that something is broken. That's what it is. Something may not actually be broken because the 10's upside down, but we feel like it's broken with Venus. And again, this could again be relating to our body, the way we look. Maybe we have acne. Maybe there's something about our body we don't like. Whatever. Acne. Who cares about acne? This is just an example, right? I'm not picking on people with acne, but that's just my example here. Let me draw another card. Anything else about the Manticore with the 10 of Swords? Anything else about the Manticore with the 10 of Swords? The bread, yeah, it's like we feel, the bread is what we need. It's like we feel like there's something we need, and it's heavy. It has to do with the past. It's karmic. It has to do with our body, and it has to do with our looks and what we find attractive. Okay? Piece that all together yourself. Piece all those things together. Okay. And I am getting that heaviness from the 7. To explain where I was getting that. The karmic heaviness is from the 7. Like, this is cause and effect from the past. Okay? Maybe you're born with it. Even hereditary can be with the number 7. Like, something that's just like, let's say, for example, you do have acne. Well, this is something that you've either had your whole life, or you've been living with your whole life, or you inherited it, right? That's the sort of thing we're talking about here. And that's why it feels like something is just broken, but not really. Anyway, apply that as you will to your situation. All right, so let's go ahead and do advice for you guys. So the way I do advice is just, I'm going to stick to positive things that y'all should be focused on, stuff you should be doing. So positive advice here on however to deal with whatever you encounter. Positive advice. Probably have to do with the reading, but it doesn't have to. I leave it open. Okay. So I have the Page of Wands with the Knight of Cups. Oh dear. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of sexual energy too, like a lot of, I'm getting that vibe too. Repressed sexual energy here with the Page of Wands and the Knight of Cups. Or maybe even like sexual energy that's underdeveloped or unexpressed sexual energy. On the bottom, the Seven of Swords. Yeah, it's like stuff that like, it's like this sexual energy is, or maybe it's just repressed passion. Apply that how you will, but it definitely could apply sexually here. It's like something that's sort of looking at the bottom here with the 7. It's like we don't think we could ever get this thing that we want, that we're sexually attracted to. And it's tied to the way we look, right? Kind of makes sense in a way. Again, it could all just be part of our perception, because underneath that's the 7 of Swords, which is tied to us blindfolding yourself. So this could all be like a perception-based thing. Let's pull an oracle card. Tell me what the Page of Wands with the Knight of Cups. Tell me what the Page of Wands with the Knight of Cups. The card came up, but just I want to pull another card. I'll tell you what it is in a sec. Okay, so this is talking about like figuring out, going back to this for a second. You really got to look at this underexpressed passion, energy that you have, and analyze it. That is part of the advice here, because figure out where it comes from. That is part of the advice, because the Princess came out, which has to do with growing up, learning about yourself, essentially, right? What is becoming an adult? Well, going from a child to an adult means learning about yourself, like learning who you are. That's one of the main parts of being an adult. There's also like responsibility and stuff, but I feel like that's at the center, and that's what we're talking about here. And the other card that also came out here was the rabbit. The rabbit. There's a lot of growing up to do, and there's a lot of unexpressed passion. There's a lot of just things unexpressed in general, I feel, that are part of growing up and part of finding out who you are, and part of doing that, part of the process is by doing and exploring, right? By doing and exploring. On the bottom, Scorpio, that's sexual energy. Again, it's the taboo stuff that's repressed, that's in the dark. So, yeah. That's what I'm getting, guys. That's what I'm getting. Underneath Scorpio, I am getting the nut, which tells me that there are opportunities available. And I think they're going to become more available. They're going to make themselves more available, because underneath the nut is Mercury and the hourglass. It's like stuff is coming. Stuff will come. There will be opportunities, especially with regards to this whole topic. You might have like a sexual opportunity too. But it's a matter of timing right now. Okay? So that's it for your advice. That's it for your reading, guys. I hope it resonated with you guys. If it did, don't forget to press the like button for me, as that helps the algorithm. It really helps me out, so I appreciate it a lot. But regardless, thank you guys so much for taking an interest in my videos. I always really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Take care.